time people thought that because of the radar's installation, there would have been attacks on Tobago and bomb would have dropped. And I remember that was the rhetoric, that was the conversation. That's what many were suggesting. Of course, it didn't happen. Clearly, the radar was used as some kind of surveillance coverage for the exercise. I mean, it's no doubt the radar had to play some kind of role in the extraction of President Maduro. And that exercise is done. It was successful. They've been able to tick that box and they move on. I mean, that's from the outside looking in. I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of all of this. That's my rationale. I guess you could let me know your perspective when we open up the lines later on, but that's going to be a major talking point this morning, and we look forward for Dr. Soifat Angus. Also, as mentioned, the National Muslim Women's Organization of TNT, their president, Wahida Shahid Ali, will join me this morning on the Zoom line to treat with the Eid and Ramadan, and well, from Ramadan to Eid, and also discuss women in Islam. A very important conversation ahead. So I'm looking at other developments here on the front page. Children's Authority Board, the members refused to resign. That story on page 8. The chairman, Marsha Bailey, there's commentary there. And as we mentioned, children, of course, remember the minister there on screen made some bold claims, very sharp remarks. My thing is, we keep on talking about monies and the there's always the, you hear of, you know, misappropriation and funds being used and well, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago in local parlance, bubble. My thing is, if there's the evidence, if there is blatant corruption, I suggest, you know, instead of all these revelations, whether it be in the parliament or otherwise, let's treat with those who are responsible, hold them accountable, and start to string up some people, because we're just going to continue with anytime a new administration goes in, they will make claims about what happened in the prior dispensation, and then it's a cycle, and it seems like no one is really willing to go the extra mile and to hold those accountable. That's what I want to see, because I've always said there is robbery with the gun, and we have seen and experienced firsthand the horrors of that enterprise, right? People who come with gun, knife, cutlass, whatever it is, to rob you violently. But I've always suggested, and I maintain, that robbery with the pen, they're moving bigger figures, and it's just as, or probably even more brutal when someone is able to shift the goalposts and shift the figures and shift and filter money into their account, or to treat with stuff that the money was never intended for. So as much as I hear the minister, and again, we want to get more, and if indeed people are responsible, whether it be in this case or any case where there is the claims and the shouting on the mountaintop of corruption, I'm saying let's treat with them and let's deal with the people who are responsible. So we'll keep our eyes on that particular development. Speaking about children, this most unfortunate development, I remember when I reported this again, I was very cautious and careful, because you don't know the cause of death. At the point in time, people thought foul play. They thought, you know, she had a hard life from what we understood. Claims of different claims. I didn't want to go into it nonetheless, but Ariana, that is, the young lady on screen, the star that never got a chance to really shine, died of heart failure caused by infection. And I would imagine that, and it's a sad one. It's a sad one, especially when there is death with somebody so young, you know, not really starting their journey. But the Creator knows best, and, you know, we send condolences, heartfelt condolences to all associated with young Ariana. The autopsy revealed heart failure caused by infection. That story, if you want to read more, it's on page 10. We head to the back page, and there is still that, I would imagine, the debate raging on as it pertains to King and his role as the national coach. Despite the whipping, he praises the team. It was a young team. Now, King, let me tell you, King and no pushover. He is a man with lots of experience. He's been there alongside York. He was there alongside Eve, from what I understand. He's been part of the fabric for a long time. A man who knows his football. He's been successful on the club level. I don't know. I mean, I think, obviously everybody should be given a chance, but we need to seriously do a rebuilding and start from now, start mapping it out from now and try to just get that cohesive structure together. Some are suggesting, I saw Jassy with a beautiful piece last evening via the sports cast. Some, the stalwarts in the football, suggesting we should go overseas and get a foreign coach. Listen, whether foreign, I prefer obviously local. I just want someone who could go there and inspire and keep the structure together and keep the team together so that we can build and give ourselves a fighting chance going into the next World Cup, which now is going to be for us in 2030. My goodness, 4 years again, 4-year wait. And on the local Premiership football side, Soliers, after nearly about 2 years of not losing a game, they finally lost, Yeah, Police 1-0. Police won 1-0, and this game took place in Malabar Arena on Sunday at the Larry Gomes Stadium. Well, I tell you, Defence Force, they remember they went unbeaten. They beat everybody last year, and finally, Police, Police just won, and they've been able to move on and march on with their win. All the best to the teams in the Premiership. Very exciting times indeed in the local football. Let's head to the brief on this Tuesday morning. And in keeping with the Eid celebration, a father shares a light moment with his son. And this again transpired on Saturday. Gulf City Mall, San Fernando. The picture is taken there by Rishi Raghunath. Thank you, Rishi, for this picture. And Dinesh Gadraj begins urgent cancer tests in India. The 20-year-old cancer patient, he's going through a new round of medical testing in India, and the family, they, of course, they're there, and we want to wish him the best. We know the doctors said that with the treatment, there's going to be a nice fighting chance. So all the best to the youngster, Dinesh. Yes, so we are more or less set, ready to go. Great show carded, great show in store. Let me tell you, the Digipreneur is back with us this week. I know last week we didn't get a chance to touch base with Karen Rose. He's quite out there in Thailand, so I guess he probably would have had some kind of engagement, but I'm happy he's back with us. And then later on, Dr. Fidel Rampasad, he treats with imaging and colon cancer inside our conversations on cancer. A very important conversation ahead with Dr. Rampasad, and to bring up the rear, to close things off closer to the 8 o'clock hour, we touch base with the writer and producer of The Last Fight. It's happening at Queen's Hall from the 20th to the 22nd this month. That's literally in a couple of days over the weekend. So we have the producer and writer and one of the performers. They will join me. So it's a great show, action-packed. Thank you for taking the time. For those making their way out, reach to your destination safe. For those of you at home, there is lots to treat with on this Tuesday morning, Tuesday the 17th of March, 2026. See you soon.
Get ready for Kirk Franklin in concert. Prisoners No More. We meet at the Queen's Park Oval on March 21st for an unforgettable evening of revival and renewal with Kirk Franklin and his full band. Tobago's top gospel artist, Jaron Nurse. Gates Praise, Blessed Messenger, JD and Nisa. St. Anthony's Music Ministry, Daron Sandy, Jediah Joseph, and also featuring Jerome Devines with Kingdom Army. Early bird tickets are sold out. General, kids, VIP, group, and cabana tickets available at xstix.com. Kirk Franklin is coming to TNT.
PRWC Protect your loved ones with a Western Global Security Combo, only $3,000. PS5 console game, $5,400. Unwind with an 85-inch Samsung TV, $9,999. HP 14-inch laptop for $1,900. Amazon 8-inch Fire tablet, $760. HP print scan copy printer, $625. We have speakers, mouse, printers, and lots more. 3 months layaway also available.
Tune in to Betterments with host Base, Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a program that educates and is solution-based. Base tackles the issues that matter to you, providing a platform to speak your mind and find solutions. That's Betterments with Base, with a focus on education and resolution. This is all about making things better for you. So if you want to make a difference and have your voice heard, tune into Freedom 106.5 FM and join us for Betterments with Base, Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Better for you. Only on Freedom 106.5 FM, where we believe that your voice matters.
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Come, I'll go take you upstairs. I'll go fix you up. And when Mr. Hubert come, I'm going to tell him.
Tell me what?
Oh, Miss Pamela only had one drink, sir.
I'll make some coffee. I want to be alone with my wife.
Your wife? That's a good joke.
So you've been telling our business to Myrna?
Watch TNT's hit soap opera, Westwood Park, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Bollywood filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
Dr. Denise Soifat Angus joins me on the phone line this morning out of Tobago, the political leader of the IDA, and we're going to treat with this most recent development, I'm sure, based on your utterances over the last couple of weeks, months, when this first came up. I remember we had many a discussion, Dr. Soifat Angus, regarding the installation of this radar. It's now been removed. Is this a bright day for you, Dr. Soifat Angus? And good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you for having me. And of course, it is a bright day for all of Tobago. You know, it has been a deep concern by the majority of Tobagonians that this piece of apparatus was there for various reasons. I mean, we raised the concerns primarily also about the possible health impact of having it be in the midst of communities, and that community of Crown Point and Kenard, Border Code, and the health risks of having it being placed there. And so we are, pleased that it has been, those risks have certainly been reduced.
Well, it's 4 months and it's now gone, and the initial reasoning for the radar would have been to counter narco trafficking and human trafficking. Do you still buy that particular explanation and reasoning behind the installation of the radar?
That is what the government tried to feed us. But when you look at the way it has been taken out, and that it was done right after they captured President Maduro and took him out, you have to ask yourself if suddenly the removal of one man and blowing up of 19 boats suddenly took care of a multi-billion dollar global drug industry. And therefore, it's sort of confirmation that the people of Tobago, and by extension Trinidad and Tobago, we were lied to, because, does it mean that, crime and narco trafficking has suddenly stopped in Trinidad and Tobago? Why it has been taken out, and what else is being put in place? And it continues to confirm the suspicions of people, local experts and international observers, that this was really just about energy and was a benefit to the U.S. strategic interests that left the Tobago, the people of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago sort of languishing.
Yeah, well, I know you had concerns about the installation and if there was to be any retaliation. Of course, that never became a reality, thankfully. It never came to pass. However, you are certain in your mind, based on all the information at hand, that this was done strategically to assist in the extraction of President Maduro. That's your reasoning for
I think that has become very clear to us now. And and we are thankful that it never escalated to the point where we became targets, because we are now seeing where the war in the Middle East, how that is going. And so we possibly could have been one of the targets had this extraction not gone the way they expected it to go.
What's your take on the U.S. soldiers, their presence on the Sister Isle, still boots on the ground? I guess, I don't know if it's a training process, if it's intelligence sharing. We're not too sure as to why they're there, but can you still confirm, are they still there in Tobago?
Well, we certainly cannot confirm whether they're here or not. We were told they needed to be there as part of the overseeing of this, but they say $3 million machinery that they had there. And therefore, if you don't have the radar there, I don't know the role of the troops being here anymore. So maybe they have gone together, we will see. But I think what is of further concern to us is that, whilst we didn't see the true benefits of that radar being in Tobago. And in fact, we could say that there were more negatives to us because the Tobago economy suffered from it, given the strike against our tourism sector when this all happened. And even in the fishing sector, where there was a point that fish was being rationed in Tobago because the fishermen were concerned about going out to deep sea, in fishing during the experience. And to add it to that the U.S. still advises its citizens to reconsider traveling to Trinidad and Tobago because of violent crime and kidnapping risks, and the crime rates continue unabated in the country. So Tobago has had the raw end of the stick on this. And we hope that with the removal that we begin to see, an improvement in our tourism sector going forward.
Well, if one follows the news cycle, this all happened under the cloak of darkness. Even the Chief Secretary admitted at the time he did not know of the installation when the big aircraft arrived, and all that would have transpired about 4 months ago. So coming out of all of that, we've come to a point where I'm asking yet again, do you think it's time for the Chief Secretary to be part of the National Security Council, to be part of that apparatus, to be intimately involved in the decision making so that there can be more transparency? And you think it will bring transparency if he's involved?
Well, I think it's over 2 years ago, 3 years now, that the IDA has called, we initially called for the seat at the National Security Council because of the increasing gang-related crimes we were having on the island. So that's nothing new for us. But we see where I don't know whether it will bring more transparency now, given all that we see coming out of plots against people, and national security knew about it, and who knew and didn't know about it. And so I think the whole system of governance needs an overhaul, because it's not really just getting the people of Tobago involved, it's getting the voices of the whole citizenry involved. Because, when we look at this whole situation and others that are currently unfolding, you have to ask yourself, how decisions of this magnitude, are essentially made. Is there transparency, accountability, or even the consent of the people of Trinidad and Tobago? I mean, we should be moving into what we call modern democracy, where people feel as if they have a say, and they do have a say in terms of how our country is developing and unfolding, and what major decision or alliances should be taken. We have to admire the Grenada, where they actually kept taking the question of having a radar on their soil to their parliament, to the people, until they finally said, no, the people don't want it and it's not coming here. So they seem to have been involved in a conversation about their future. But in Trinidad and Tobago, we seem to be being run by a monarchy. There's nothing, you do as I say, and that's it. And that we can't continue like that. And that is why we as people, as citizens, have to push for constitutional reform that brings our voices into, having a stronger say, not just at election time, but throughout the period.
So when you speak to folks on the ground, I mean, obviously this is a recent development. I rarely heard of this for the first time yesterday. What's the general consensus from Tobagonians about this radar being removed? Because I know you gave me your perspective. You just said you're happy, it's a bright day for you, but generally most of Tobago, because I wonder if anybody would have seen it as a means to help protect the island, help with the surveillance to ensure that gun runners and drug runners do not make their way to the shore. Were there any voices of support at all for this radar?
Well, really, was the radar really about drugs? I mean, if the radar could not even track boats that disappeared recently, that was not able to, was not able to alert about drones flying over and taking pictures, what was the radar really about? And the specs that came forward was that the radar was really about missiles, alerting for missiles and interceptors. And so I don't think drug traffickers are working with missiles. And the question is whether you had a mismatch of equipment for what Tobago really needs.
Mm-hmm. You think Venezuela, because clearly the radar, well, it was there, now it's gone. But I'm trying to figure out this morning in terms of Venezuela and if they will keep this in mind. You have had any conversations at all with our brothers and sisters south of the border, or any of the Venezuelans who live in Tobago, to call Tobago home?
You mean as to whether they are...
Well, whether they'll keep it in mind, you know, they'll remember that, hey, we hacked that radar, and it, based on what the general consensus or the feeling is, that it would have aided in the extraction of their former president.
No, we have not spoken to persons along those lines. I think generally persons are breathing a sigh of relief for many reasons. I mean, when you look at persons you talk to and they say, well, we are looking at what the war that is happening out there and how U.S. assets are being targeted. And this was a U.S. asset here, and we could have been targeted. You know, again, you know, had this whole extraction process gone differently. So I think people are breathing a sigh of relief. I think people did not totally believe the government when they said this was about tracking, you know, narco traffickers. So it's generally a sigh of relief. You're going to have those who are loyalists to the current administration who feel as if this was a gift to the people of Tobago, and no matter what you say, they will defend that to the end. But I think in general, the people of Tobago are, you know, pleased and have a sigh of relief today that this finally has come to an end.
And really quick, before we wrap things up on the Tobago political front, I'm seeing that two personalities are putting themselves up for PNM leadership, Shamfa Kojo and Kelvin Morris. Your take on that development? I know obviously you're in the politics and you'll be looking at all putting themselves to, or at least positioning themselves for that leadership role. What's your take on that development with Shamfa and Kelvin?
Well, you know, PNM's business is PNM's business. I mean, the two of them, one has served at the local level, given service at the local level, one at the national level, and it's up to them to determine, you know, who they think would be able to better understand the interests of Tobago. But, you know, I think the time has come for the wider Tobago, and I've heard the sentiments being uttered around, you know, for us to consider at this point in our lives and our development, do we really want to continue with having a national party run Tobago? Because that's essentially what it becomes. You know, whoever is there takes instructions from Trinidad, from the leadership in Trinidad about how to run Tobago. I think if we're talking about greater autonomy for Tobago and moving forward, that it's a bit disingenuous for us to continue down that road as Tobagonians, because then again, you continue to have central government dominance over Tobago and how we developed. You know, yesterday I went to a meeting and a person at the meeting mentioned, they said it's time for us to have indigenous solutions to Tobago's problems. And having a national party run Tobago does not present indigenous solutions to Tobago's problems because they're never close enough to the ground.
Dr. Denise Soifat-Angus, as always, sincere thanks. Be safe, and we will touch base soon.
Thank you for having me, and I apologize for the technical difficulties this morning.
No problem at all. We still be able to hear you loud and clear, and thanks for, you know, coming through to shed some light on what's happening there on this style.
Okay, great. Always a pleasure.
That's right. Dr. Denise Soifat-Angus touching base. We get ready as we transition into our Women's Wednesday. That's right. Women in Islam. The president of the National Muslim Women's Organization of TNT joins me next.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Cipriani Labor College, get ready for
Two Fat Fellas.
Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of March.
Cipriani Labor College, 2 nights only.
Two Fat Fellas stars, Cecilia, Penny, Kevon, Zachary, Rachel, and Rhodey.
Tickets available at Dorman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Anthony's Floral, Val Park, Electronics Arima, K-Squared Stores, Eastgate Mall, Brentwood Plaza, C3 Center, and The Falls at West Mall. CLR box office opens on the 19th of March. And IslandEtickets.com. For more info, call 683-4843 or 683-0356.
Two Fat Fellas.
Recession have you down? Don't lose hope. Head on down to Tire Clinic for the recession deals. Big savings with our road hazard warranty on Donload, Sumitomo, and Falcon tires. Available at Tire Clinic, Cuba, Chaguanas, and Pleasance Park. Tire Clinic, a tire for every need. Call 636-8973 or 636-2958.
For me, people matter most. It's the same if you hail from Moruga, where I'm from, Mount Irvin, Scarborough, or Port of Spain. As a journalist, I'm focused on building that connection between Trinidad, the region, and the world. Most importantly, I want always to use my voice as a powerful weapon to break down barriers wherever they exist. This is why we are where you are.
We honor faith, family, and community with our traditions, art stories, Ramadan. Join us as we journey through the history of masjids in Trinidad and Tobago, discover cherished recipes, and explore the deeper meaning of this holy month. Tune in every Monday at 8 p.m. on CNC3 and listen to Freedom 106.5 FM daily as we shine a light on the historical beauty and significance of Ramadan.
So dizzy. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh. Caleb, are you okay? Oh my God, are you all right?
Help! I need help!
Cal!
Jackson? Hey, what's wrong?
It's Caleb. He's like really...
Where is he now?
It's not far. Come on, I'll show you.
Lead the way.
Be sure to catch Sullivan's Crossing, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Welcome back. We usually have our women's segment on a Wednesday. It's Tuesday. So I guess this week we're going to probably double up. I'm sure we'll have another dynamic female to touch base with tomorrow. But today, because we know the Eid holiday is around the corner, we welcome and we are so pleased to have with us this morning on the Zoom line the president of the National Muslim Women's Organization, a matter of fact, of Trinidad and Tobago, Wahida Shahid Ali. Greetings to you and the family, and Eid Mubarak. Welcome.
Good morning. Eid Mubarak. Thank you for having me.
Oh, so great to have you. Let me know some more about the organization. For those hearing about it for the first time, tell me about the membership, where you all meet, and what are some of the line items on the agenda when you all meet.
Okay, so National Muslim Women is 25 years old. We were formed in 2000. Our membership is approximately 60 members and growing. Our membership is throughout Trinidad and Tobago, as far as Sandy Grande in the east, as far west, West Moorings, and I am deep south, Siparia.
Nice. So where you all meet online, or you all have a physical location that you all meet to have your meetings?
We don't have a base. However, we do meet physically at different masjids or different venues, restaurants, members' homes, masjids, different places we meet because we don't have a base. Our meetings are once a month. Our executive meets once a month, and then we meet the membership the other month.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what are some of the, over the last 25 years, landmark, milestone events or shifting of the needle that would have been done, solely by the women of the organization?
Well, a lot of things that we do is outreach. We try to reach the women, we try to reach the girls. We have had a lot of programs once a year, reaching out to school children from mostly the Form 2 and Form 3 groupings. We've done that like about 5 years running, inviting about 20 schools at a time, putting on plays, putting on live panels, addressing the issues of the youth, addressing the social ills in our society. That's just one. We also do a lot of charitable work, helping the less fortunate in our community through our zakat.
Excellent. President Shahid Ali, let me find out some more about women and their role in Islam. Walk me through the significance of the mothers, the sisters, the wives, the daughters in a faith that is definitely one. When we look at the global picture, Islam makes up a massive percentage. We have Muslims from every four corners of the globe, but women, I know, play an integral role. Walk me through it for those who might not know.
Most definitely. We have this perception that a Muslim woman is a woman who stays at home. And that is so misconstrued. Our women are professionals. Our women are educated. Our women are homemakers. Our women are wives and mothers. And we do it all. We do it all. And it's so important. The family unit is so important, especially in our current society, building that strong network. Motherhood is such an important part, and we try to encourage that as much as possible.
Indeed, and I mean, obviously, it's about 2 billion, from what I'm seeing, 2 billion Muslims in the world, and women definitely are integral in that particular movement. Let me find out, as it pertains to the day itself, Eid, you could walk me through what happens from the time you rise to later on when, I guess, you break the fast and everybody comes to the home to celebrate. You could walk me through what happens on the day itself?
The day of Eid is the culmination of the month of Ramadan, where we fasted for 29 to 30 days. And Eid is the day we celebrate. We celebrate this grand affair. We get up very early in the morning. We pray our Fajr Salah at about 5 o'clock. We have a shower, get dressed, we go to the masjid, and we perform our salah there in congregation. Some of us give charity at that point or prior to that. When we get home, we meet with our families and friends where we have a lavish meal, a lunch, and of course, the traditional dish, sawain.
Excellent. So it's a day of really
festivities, and celebration. Yes.
President, I want to ask a genuine question here. It's I've never really received an answer for this one, but so you're a hijabi. You're wearing a hijab. We know when we see a woman in hijab, she's of the Muslim faith. But for the woman who would just all you could see probably is their eyes, their covered face. What's the reasoning there? Could you explain the difference between the hijab and that kind of wear?
That's called the niqab. That wear is the niqab. Yeah. That wear came about in the desert, where women cover their faces just to protect themselves from the sand. Mm-hmm. Right? The desert is very sandy, so that's the reasoning for the niqab. It's not about modesty, even though some people do wear it for additional modesty, but it's not compulsory covering.
So women who wear that, that's just, I guess, a personal choice. It's not really mandatory per se.
Personal choice for modesty purposes. For
modesty, excellent. I always wanted to find out. Thank you for that. And I guess that's what these conversations are about. Yes. It's a learning curve for everyone looking on. So let me ask, as it pertains to the organization, obviously you all do charity work, you all meet, and you know, it's growing, clearly 25 years in the making. What would you say is a next big project? Is there something on the horizon? Is there a particular gathering that we as media need to be aware of so we could lend some support?
Yes. Our grand fundraiser is coming up in September. It's going to be in the form of an Islamic concert, song, music, that will be held at the Queen's Hall, first Sunday in September. It's going to be a grand affair. We're going to have international artists as well as local artists. It's all going to be a grand fundraiser for this year. And
you all are online, or where can we find the organization?
We're on Facebook. Yes, you can find us on Facebook.
So we're just looking for National
Muslim Women's Organization of Trinidad and Tobago.
Fantastic. You know,
and I must say, I have to highlight the month of March was exceptional for us. It is the month of the International Women's Day, and one of our members was honored. The Interclub of Trinidad and Tobago awarded her the Woman of the Year. So we're very, very happy about that. One of our own members was awarded Woman of the Year.
Congratulations indeed. Extend sincere congrats to her from all of us. I will obviously, as we look to wrap things up, give you a chance to send your greetings to all of Trinidad and Tobago on this most auspicious occasion of not only the month of Ramadan, but Eid. Go right ahead.
So we just have a couple of days remaining, the month of Ramadan. We are trying our best to reap the most rewards possible. A couple of nights we have been observing Laylatul Qadr, where we stay up additional hours in prayer, in extra forms of worship. And as we approach Eid, I wish everyone a very, very happy, holy Eid, spending with our relatives and friends.
Fantastic. And President Shahid Ali, before I go, I must go back to cuisine. I know you would have mentioned a couple of the treats earlier on, but what else would be on a traditional menu in a Muslim household for Eid?
Well, some homes prefer Indian, local Indian. Some persons prefer North Indian. It varies. It varies because at my home I prefer to go Mediterranean. You know, so it depends on what your palate is. Because for the month of Ramadan, we go to mosque every night, where we get a variety of dishes. You know, we break the fast at the mosque and we have dinner there. So it depends on what you got during the month. You may want something different on Eid day. But it varies. It varies.
Yeah, it varies from house to house.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you. And feel free, when it's closer to September, I would love for you to come back to give us more details about the great showcase that's happening. You said Queen's Hall, right?
Queen's Hall.
Fantastic.
First Sunday in September.
Well, to you and the other amazing women who are part of the organization, again, Eid Mubarak. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for just the great conversation and the deep understanding of the faith, and really giving us a chance to get some much needed insight into the month of Ramadan and what's a major part of the tradition that leads up to Eid itself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's right, President Wahida Shahid Ali, President of the National Muslim Women's Organization of TNT, touching base. So we double up this week for our women who are in the spotlight, and we're going to continue to shine the light on all the women doing great work here in Trinidad and Tobago. We take a pause, and we come back. See you soon.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off, rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off, let me see you rock off, rock off.
Looking for a smart way to grow your savings? For just a limited time, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Credit Union is offering competitive fixed deposit rates of up to 4%. That's up to 4% guaranteed when you invest with PCU Fixed Deposit. Visit any of our locations in Barataria, Arima, San Fernando, or Tobago to get started today. For more details, visit policecreditunion.com or call us at 6124-PCU. PCU, your future is safe with us.
Alejandra, you're still alive.
Mr. Alejandro! Mrs. Lucia! Mrs. Lucia, come quick, Mr.
Alejandro! My goodness! You're so... Sophia!
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Welcome back. Let's remind you ways to connect is sending your request via our email. You're going to type it out and send it to this address, tmb@cnc3.co.tt. Short, to the point, and I believe we'll see you soon. You'll get a response and we'll put things in place. Let's head to the social media handles where we are very active. Instagram at CNC3 News, Facebook at CNC3 Television, and X at CNC3 TV, #TMB. The Morning Brew. Another place to get your verified information on your breaking news and your favorite content. The CNC3 mobile app. It's a must. Get it on your smartphone today and stay on top of all your local, regional, and international developments. Another way to stay on top of the news is via the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian, the Guardian of Democracy, 108 years. Before your time, my time. Before time. This is a legacy. 108 years in the making. And we're able to adapt, and now you can enjoy the Guardian on your tablet, your laptop, your mobile when you visit guardian.co.tt. Let's get into our food for thought. We call this segment Something to Think About. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Again, believe you can. Now, it must be something that's up your alley. I mean, I could have all the belief in the world I want to win the next 100 meters in the Olympics. It's not going to happen. I don't have the capacity. I'm not training. But if it's something within my capacity and you have that belief, self-belief, by all means, you're halfway there. So, great words, inspiration on this Tuesday morning. Let's head across to Jamark for our World Weather Wrap. Jamark, good morning.
Good morning. In today's weather wrap, we head over to the United States West Coast, where it may only be March, but parts of Southern California are getting an early taste of summer. Forecasters say a building heat wave could break temperature records multiple days in a row this week. Temperatures near or above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or about 38 degrees Celsius are expected across Los Angeles County. And in Palm Springs, temperatures could climb to a staggering 111 Fahrenheit. The U.S. National Weather Service says the heat wave could peak between Tuesday and Friday. Officials are urging people to stay hydrated and limit time in the sun. Now looking at the rest of the United States, the Midwest and Great Lakes were slammed with heavy snow over the weekend. More than a foot of snow buried parts of central Wisconsin and southern Minnesota by Sunday morning. On top of extremely heavy snowfall hitting millions in the north-central U.S., powerful winds whipped it up to create dangerous whiteout conditions in some areas. The punishing winter weather also made for extremely hazardous driving conditions. Strong winds created hazardous road conditions much farther south as well. Videos in Texas showed multiple vehicles wrecked, including a pickup truck crashed under a semi-truck after strong winds whipped up some dust, leading to what the U.S. National Weather Service warned would be near zero visibility. Now, while blizzard warnings continued yesterday for some in the Midwest, the severe weather is also pushing east, with millions of people facing an increasingly severe thunderstorm and tornado risk. Now, back home, where we don't have all of that severe weather, we can look forward to mostly sunny and windy conditions to start the day. Then some moisture is expected to move over the area, giving Tobago a few showers at first from late morning, then over Trinidad in the afternoon. Also remember, we have the yellow level high wind alert in effect until midday today, and we have already seen that they are capable of toppling trees. We also have the hazardous seas alert until midday on Thursday for northern and eastern coastlines of Trinidad and Tobago. Large waves and strong rip currents have been observed in those areas, so all marine interests are advised to exercise extreme caution. That's all for today's weather app. Back to you.
John Mark, sincere thanks. Clearly, it's going to be windy, it's going to be breezy, so be prepared. Yes, we get ready. The 7 a.m. news update, your calls after 7. See you soon.
Introducing the new Sun Mix Nut Bar. Available in 3 delicious flavors: granola raisin nut, almond cranberry crunch, and coconut almond crisp. All packed on a rich bed of dark chocolate.
Taste the good life, snack right. Taste the good life anytime. The good life. Sun Mix.
Sunshine Snacks Sun Mix Nut Bar. Taste the good life.
From all over Trinidad and Tobago, Anil wrapping roti at lightning fast speed.
Sandra nailing every order in her hardware.
Lisa, who is in sync with style. There is no buffering at her boutique.
And Dr. Alex filling prescriptions with care. They're all part of the 5,000 strong businesses connected and growing with reliable, high-speed service from Amplia.
Now it's your turn.
Because with Amplia,
you're in good company. Amplia Business.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Devashagonas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The message of peace and harmony. The name Islam literally means peace, amity, and concord. It is therefore the desire of the message of peace and harmony to highlight the true essence of the teachings of Islam. Hence, a weekly TV program on Fridays on CNC3 at 5:30 a.m. Love for all, hatred for none. Assalamu alaikum.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Time Check, brought to you by the Central Bank and the National Financial Literacy Program.
Good morning. I am Jensen Leven with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC radio network. The claim by PNM Chairman Marvin Gonzalez that the government secured victory in last year's election through financing from criminals have renewed debate over political financing, with some analysts arguing the controversy highlights the need for stronger campaign finance reform, while others say legal action could also be taken.
These are all issues of misbehavior in public office, and no political party, while they go on yap, they are not doing anything to bring people to account.
Meanwhile, political scientist Dr. Indira Ramprasad says political parties tend to flip-flop on the issue depending on which side of the parliament they sit.
The parties are in power. The same parties making the allegations, they are very hesitant to pass these reform measures. So you'd never see this legislation come into the parliament to deal with, transparency in campaign financing. That is one of the things, what rules and regulations should guide the financing, how much they are allowed to take from who should they take from, who should they not.
Police are on the hunt for a 36-year-old man after a domestic dispute turned into an arson attack in Pinal. Kathy Guerra says she's now living in fear after the man came home drunk and beat her before ordering her and her teenage daughter out of the house. Around 10:30 a.m. yesterday, the suspect returned and set fire to her house, the family's home, and even the parlor and vegetable stall she manages. Now the 41-year-old mother says she's not only homeless, but terrified for her life.
Yes, I will need protection, and I will not be safe until he in the police hands, because I know he will be looking for me. I'm not feeling safe because I know it's my life next. Well, I need somewhere to stay right now. I have nothing right now.
Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC radio network.
Edging closer to about 3 minutes after 7 o'clock as we welcome you. This is your chance to get in on the action. Touch base. The lines are open. Tell me what's in your mind. Speak it out. I'm here to listen. We're here to learn and to really try to dissect and move the needle. I always talk about moving the needle. Once we're able to move it in the right direction, I think we're on the same page. And it's always about country. So let's hear what you're saying. 624-8721, 627-8658. Let's head to Maraval. I don't think we've had a call from Maraval in quite a while. Good morning, Maraval.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. How you do?
All is well, man. I'm listening. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm calling with very urgency. For the past 3 weeks, this is the only point I have here right now. For the past 3 weeks, we, the people of Upper Lasaiva, on the hills, on the flats or whatsoever, not one drop of water. A neighbor called say that she has some friend working water on the top, and say that we're not going to get any water for the balance of the week. So we don't know if it's true, yes or no. But we are suffering. People are suffering. Children can't go to school.
You think it's to do with
the river is there, you can't wash, you can't bathe in the river because rush.
You think it's to do with the roadworks? Because I was going through Maraval on Sunday and I saw some major roadworks like Wassa, literally with men were down in the road. They dig a major hole to probably fix. I don't know. It had to be something they were fixing. You think it's to do with the roadworks?
But I can't believe that for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks now, nothing wasn't really going on.
Lasaiva, Upper Lasaiva.
Just after Carnival, that is it. That is it.
All right.
My granddaughter, she go in Providence. She can't even get to go to school because uniform, water. Look, last night I tell him, mother, well, Friday come bring all the let us go up Aruka by the other home, and they always have water and do the laundry.
So Upper Lasaiva, you're saying Maraval and Lower Lasaiva too?
Yes, the whole of Lasaiva, even before the carnival, like the carnival weekend when we was getting the pressure, the people in the flats alone gets water. People on the hill paying bills. Everybody have a bill to pay, and they're not getting one single gallon of water.
What's going on? I'm going to shoot a call right after we finish up. Call me tomorrow, or probably let's get your number and keep me posted.
You have my number.
Oh, yes, it's true.
You have my number on your phone.
Yes. I did. Yes, we did talk. Yes, I remember we exchanged numbers.
Yes.
All right. No problem. We'll talk.
Okay, have a pleasant day. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because I remember we had another concern there, and I would have, obviously, when we try our best. We try our best. That's a responsibility, I think, very serious. If there's a concern, if I could help, and we always try. We try to make some calls and try to push the agenda. So I really have his number too, and we'll treat with that. That doesn't make no sense though. Weeks, Shagonas, welcome.
I want to say keep up the fantastic work you're doing.
Yes.
And just want to find out something. Is it that the 5 cents is no longer legal tender?
I think they're going to probably phase it out because from what I understand, it's costing more to actually produce the 5 cent piece. Yes. So the 1 cent is gone, and the 5 cent, I guess is probably going to be a
Thank you so much. I know the answer, it is still legal tender. Unfortunately, I was at Tech in Grand Bazaar last night, and the cashier told me that it's no longer legal tender. And then the one next to her chided, well, since the beginning of March. I said, listen, do you have any documentation saying that? I know that the central bank came out after that social media business and said that it is still legal tender, but do you have anything? There's nothing. Oh, I don't have any 5 cents. I think it's the cashier's thing that where they put their money. I said, but do you have any documentation? I said, no, that is not right. So what she said, they are not taking 5 cents at Extra Foods in Grand Bazaar. I hope someone from there is listening, and maybe you all can do some investigation, but because that is unfair. They are really misinformed, and that's a big grocery.
Yeah.
You cannot come and tell people something that is not correct, and I know it is still legal tender. So I just want to voice that this morning because I'm sure many other people will have the little 5 cents and they will refuse them. So that's Extra Foods at Grand Bazaar. I have a copy of the receipt that I actually purchased there last night. So, I think they need to get the act in order and maybe so that people will not be deprived of tendering their 5 cent coins. And you keep up the fantastic work.
Yeah, thank you so
much. I think you're the #1 morning TV host in TNT. So all the best to you, Mike.
Thanks, man. I feeling better than a 5 cents right now. I feel like a brand new shiny shilling. That's how I feel there. I feel like a 25 cents. No 5 cents. No, but honestly though, from what I know, the 5 cents still applicable because I know the conversation is that they want to phase it out because it's more expensive to make it. But I have not received any correspondence that is officially out. I know the 1 cent is done. So it's cent, 5 cent, then they'll go the 10 cent, and then it's $1. And it's a wrap. So the dollar still have value, right? We could still get, what you can get with $1 in Trinidad? Like literally $1. Then I meant? Yeah, we could go. Sours, I remember $1. Let me tell you what $1 could have, when I was going to school, and this is 80s into 90s, right? At doubles. We could have get 2 sucker bag, pack nuts, $1 bread, $1 butter bread. We used to buy $1 butter bread and $1 chana. Me and a brethren, he will bring his $1. He buy the cup of chana. I have the butter bread. We cut the butter bread in the middle, apply the chana, cut the bread in half. We nice. That's lunch, Could $1 do that? No, I highly doubt it. But hey, at least the $1 still, there is still something you could get with $1. Not so much the 5 cents, only 25 cents. That's change, but the man is entitled to his change. All right, it's not official just yet. Let's see who's out there. Good morning.
Good morning, Jason, bro, and to all your listeners. A couple of things.
Welcome, Diego.
I'm hearing people questioning the removal of the radar in Tobago and linking it to possibly the collapse of the drug cartel and the addiction and going after all of those. I want them to go back to a newspaper report on your sister newspaper, The Guardian of Democracy, where they got 54 women for I think, trafficking and things. Really articulated clearly. And what you will see in it, where the security apparatus has said there are many means to gather intelligence and to basically pinpoint where things are. So I want to tell that person, rest assured that things will continue. The other thing basically is linked to all of those people who basically are part of the drug network. You see, the listing is critical. Two issues that the Prime Minister indicated: high government officials within CARICOM and possibly in Trinidad, and people of so-called respected citizens. Look and see whose visa has basically been revoked, prudentially revoked a visa. Understand what that is. So we have a lot of information, and you will see its execution. And more importantly, seeing the chairman of the Insurance Authority has dug in, not resigning, so I'm calling on the president to remove them, because they were an escape at a home under the ambit of the Insurance Authority in 2021, where 5 boys escaped, 2 died in a shootout and an ambush. Nobody in the board, the chairman, basically were held accountable for that, even though they say there was a breach in the protocol. That alone tells me something is wrong, and those persons, apart from the 77 million whole, I mean to say, based on fiduciary responsibility, they're supposed to go. You remember the live sports? Fiduciary responsibility for live sports board, all of them was found wanting and some liability they have to do. So fiduciary responsibility for that person, I would expect her to go negotiate and come out, because she will end up with nothing. I'll go and have a nice morning.
Take it easy, Diego Martin. Let's have Rima this morning. Welcome. So again, you know, it baffles me that we in Trinidad and Tobago are being guided by a list compiled by the U.S. as to who is dealing with the drugs. Now, granted, the intelligence sharing, I think it's always a good thing, and if we could really work together, by all means. But we, as Trinbagonians, know who are the players. You know what the block is. You might not be able to have a hardcore, but you have a suspicion as to, okay, this particular store just there and nobody going in it, how they paying the bills. So these are things that, questions we ask all the time, but I don't know, we play, we ignore, you know, and we act like we don't see, you know, I guess. Let's have Rima. Good morning.
Hello, hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, Rima. Welcome.
Hi, yes, I just wanted to say a lot of these places that accept bill payments for utility bills, they're not taking any 5 cents or anything. The other day I went to pay my bill, it was $249.05. So I gave her $2.50 and the 5 cents. She said, no, it's okay. And then she proceeded to take the $2.50. I said, Miss Lady, I was giving you my 5 cents. I need to get back my dollar. You can't add on a whole 95 cents on my bill so that you will give me back any change. But that's what they're doing now. And I know a lot of the groceries over the past few months have been complaining that they're not getting any 5 cents pieces. So I guess it is being phased out. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay, we'll look at that.
And yes, you are the #1 morning program host. So kudos to you and keep up the great work, G.
Thank you so much. Again,
have a blessed day.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate, you know, it's a work in progress. It's a labor of love, and we genuinely enjoy coming out every morning to bring the news and try to dissect what's happening. We might not agree all the time, but that's okay. That's normal. That's normal. Once we're able to disagree but not be disagreeable. I always talk about that. Let's head to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, good morning.
Hi, Santa Cruz. Good morning, Jason. What I am surprised with this whole war with Iran and America, Donald Trump now asking for help from about 7 countries, and he also asking China for help. So this is a big surprise to me from a superpower asking for help to deal with Iran. and it's Iran alone versus the rest, but you are a big superpower stating to the world how you crashed Iran and yet still asking for help. And England is saying we're not getting involved, and France saying we're not getting involved, and he is actually totally vexed. Jason, but I want to ask a question. Jason. If there is nuclear usage in the Middle East, could it affect us here in Trinidad, seeing that the Sahara dust is plaguing us? Could we be affected? As a question I think I would like you to ask maybe one of the people who do the newscasts and different things like that and inform us about the different storm or Sahara dust coming through that. Could a nuclear blast in the Middle East affect us here in Trinidad? Thank you, Jason. This is Mr. Santa Cruz signing off.
I mean, every question is a valid question. Nuclear fallout is not good for, obviously, the immediate perimeter. And yes, there can be fallout in places far removed, but I think we kind of really off. We on the other side of the world. I mean, obviously, it's a valid question. I never thought about it that way. But nuclear, listen, I didn't want to talk about that because Santa Cruz, we can't go there. That's going to open a box that we will not be able to close. And in this 2026, it still baffles me. I said it up to yesterday, and I guess call me basic. War, you could imagine we are talking war at the beginning of 2026. This is unprecedented. And the fact is, there was diplomacy, there was conversation happening, and they went past all of that and decided to go with force. And to me, when you go with force, that is the final straw. And nothing really good comes out of that. It's just force is met by force. It's a cycle of force. And in this case, it's force that's going to last after we gone long after. This is going to be a never-ending war. This has been going on for umpteen years. And the irony is, and up to yesterday, I didn't really mention that when I was talking to, the resident in Israel who came on, Dr. Cantor. Go back in the history books. Iran and Israel were actually friends. They were very close under the Shah. They were chummy. But all that changed in 1979, and we find ourselves in 2026 still going through this back and forth. And believe it or not, we might be impacted not so much by the dust, Santa Cruz, but by the prices of the oil. People are already feeling it. And based on what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz, the possibility exists that we might, if this continues, have to pay more at the pump. That's one of the fallouts coming out of this most unfortunate circumstance. I think that's it for the call, guys. Yes, that's it. I think we get ready. All right, so that's it there. We get ready for our Digipreneur. We head across to Thailand. Karen Rose back with us this morning. We look forward. Karen up next.
Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Do enjoy, Stacey. You want some coffee?
Can I have a bit?
Perfect then.
That's exactly what we need.
Hi, the pool is this way.
Whatever you're here for, we're here for you. Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites.
Looking for the ultimate gaming experience? Welcome to Phase 22 Gaming Lounge, where gamers of all ages come to play, compete, and have fun. Dive into your favorite games on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, or race on our high-tech racing rigs. And experience the thrill of VR with PlayStation and Meta Quest. Our lounge is safe, comfortable, and perfect for everyone. When you're done, check out the latest gaming systems, accessories, and even Samsung and Apple phones. Visit us on the second floor of Gulf City Mall or call 786-2404 to book your gaming session today. Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Have no fear, the digipreneur is here. Karen Rose joins us, checking in from Thailand on this Tuesday morning in Trinidad, but Tuesday afternoon into the evening there in Thailand. Karen, great to see you, my friend. Great to have you back.
Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Before we get into, and of course the pleasure is the same, before we get into our talking point, you were saying to me that some of the fallout in the Middle East will not only impact oil and prices at the pump, but you're suggesting here that on a digital footing, we might have to brace ourselves?
Absolutely. And I mean, this is just something that just started to happen to me over the last 48 hours, right? Now, I have a website, KarenRose.com. It's a resource for all things in the digital space. So it's well trafficked from people in Trinidad and Tobago. And over the past 48 hours, my website has been going online, offline. So I was wondering what is going on. When I reached out to my hosting provider, because of the war in the Middle East, AWS servers are being targeted. Data centers are being targeted. That's digital infrastructure. So what's happening with my website is some of the servers that are being used are in the Middle East and have been damaged. So my website's getting intermittent connectivity. And again, my website serves the Caribbean primarily. So this entire thing is going to have some real ripple effects that people would have never really have seen coming before.
Wow, that's a development, because I did not know that digital infrastructure was being targeted during this particular war and conflict. You know, I want to bring it to our talking point today, and we are treating with how to get your business recommended by AI tools.
Yeah.
How do you get in the conversation? How do you get your business in that conversation, Karen Rose?
Well, first things first, let me lay the context, because I think right now the context is the most important thing that people need to realize. This is the biggest shift in the internet since the start of social media. So in hindsight, you know, when you think about how big social media has gone over the years, and in the beginning we didn't really think much of it, this is how big this is. So what is happening right now is in the AI tools, in ChatGPT, the integrations into websites for commerce is now coming online. So as of this week coming up, globally, Shopify is integrating directly into ChatGPT. So what does that mean? 65%. This is a Yahoo Finance case study that they did. They've seen that 65% of people are using ChatGPT or other LLMs before they make a purchase. So before they look to buy anything, rather than Googling a million things going on social media, there's a spike in people going to ChatGPT and Gemini and using these tools, asking all the questions. And whatever the LLMs are recommending, that is the purchases that people are making. So what's rolling out this week is now, for the first time ever in our history, a website platform like Shopify is going to be integrating inside of ChatGPT. So rather than people who typically find they have a problem, maybe I sprained my knee, I don't know what to put on my knee. So I jump in ChatGPT, I sprain my knee, ChatGPT tells me what to do, and it makes a recommendation for a product. But rather than having to go to a store, go to a website, I can now purchase everything right inside of ChatGPT. And if this is going to be the starting point of where people are going to make purchases, you just being on social media is not enough. Now we have to understand, well, how do we become a part of the conversation with AI? Because this is as big as not having a social media, but wanting to go viral.
So I literally now put in, I went on Gemini to kind of see, okay, to test it in real time. So I basically put in a random question. I put what's the best cordless vacuum to buy? And clearly, it's the big brands coming up. You're seeing Shark, you're seeing Dyson, you're seeing Samsung, you know, and they're literally breaking it down and telling you best value, best for pets, best lightweight, best premium, and best overall. So I would imagine any question you ask, if you use it like Google, it will basically go through, it will filter the noise, basically.
Yes, and that is the behavior that's changing right now. So Jason, so now rather than you Googling, this is the difference. Rather than you Googling, we go on Google, we ask a question, we have to go through 1 million websites and then do our homework, which is still valuable because we'd like to do that as well. But what AI is doing is it's synthesizing all the information that is online from a variety of different sources, and it's putting it into this context for you. So now you can sit there and say, well, okay, you know what? I only have, 100 US. That's my budget. And the vacuum is going to be used for, cars because I have a dog or I have cats or I need to be able to vacuum fur. It can now filter out everything and recommend the exact product in your price point, but now you're going to be able to make the purchases right there without ever having to visit a business or go to their website. You can make the purchase right inside there.
My goodness. So do you have to be moving like big numbers, big figures? How does one, because obviously Dyson and Shark, these are massive companies, global companies, but for the small business, how does one get in the conversation? Is it based on traction, commentary?
I'm glad you asked. Do me a favor. Go into Gemini right now and just type in, who is Karen Rose?
All right. Let me.
I'm gonna do a live demo. Who is Karen Rose?
I'm gonna go in here. Karen Rose, right?
Watching the program right now? Yep, that's all you gotta put in.
All right, let me do that here now. Let me get in here.
Somebody could see this program and wonder, who is this guy speaking? We're hearing an accent. Who is this guy? Why is he relevant? So then they go and they jump inside of Gemini and they ask that question, and now Gemini is giving a full breakdown of exactly who you are and what the business is.
Yeah, look, Karen Rose is a prominent digital business strategist, media personality, and entrepreneur based in the Caribbean. Well, they have to update that one. Right? He widely recognized for his work. What? Look, digipreneur. Karen, you write this? You write this and put it up? How does that end up here?
Listen. So that's the whole point of the conversation. How does a business show up there? That is the proof that I wanted to show you in a live demonstration.
Yeah, podcast, you talk about your columnists. What? Yeah, they're on top of it with the columns. You still write for the Jamaica Observer, Karen Rose?
I still write for the Jamaica Observer.
What?
Karen?
Yeah. Okay. What? Yeah, well, Karen, it's like a whole bio here, bro.
Exactly. So how does a business end up there? Well, there's some key things. Everybody needs to know, where does AI pull the information from? So the main thing, you're going to need to have a website. Your website's going to have all your information about you, your products, and if your products are ready for sale, especially if you're on Shopify, then this week you're the first person to now be able to sell inside of ChatGPT. The other thing is that you have to understand, if you Google, what are the sources that, LLMs get their information from? You're going to see things like LinkedIn. You're going to see YouTube. You're going to see podcasts. You'll see all of the sources. So as a business owner, now the game plan has to be, if this is where the LLMs are getting their information from, we need to build our strategy around how do we show up authentically on each of those platforms. And the reason why you want to do that is exactly what we just did, because 65% 85% of people are now going to Gemini and ChatGPT before they make any purchase. You are who AI says you are. And if you're not showing up, then you're losing out on all of the sales happening, because now the first point of contact will not be Google or will not be social media.
Well, you know, I pull up myself, right? I'll pull up myself.
What's it?
They say Jason J.W. Williams, media personality, and hear this.
Hey!
Hear this. They put politician. All right. I mean, I had a little stint, right? So they're saying this is the most widely known Jason Williams. He is a household name in TNT, primarily due to his high-energy career in media and soca music. All the years of experience in radio and television. He is currently the host of the popular talk show The Morning Brew on CNC3. All right. What the heck on my mind? I put soca artist. He is famously one half of the duo GW and Blaze with Ansel Isaac Jr.
So,
together.
Jason, do one thing for me. Jason, do one thing for me. Jason, do one thing for me.
Yeah.
I want you to type into Gemini. Would you recommend him for a corporate hosting gig? And watch what it says, because this is what the people who want to book you, Jason, this is what they're doing now. We're hosting this type of event. Would you recommend JW to be the host? Put something like that in for me and tell me what it says.
All right. Okay. Would you recommend? All right.
This is what the audience and your customers are doing now. They're asking the questions inside of the LLMs, and our business now depends on showing up here.
All right. They say whether you're looking for a host for a corporate gala, a high-energy cultural event, or a media production, Jason J.W. Williams is widely considered one of the top choices in Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. With over 25 years in the spotlight, his versatility is his biggest strength. Here is a breakdown of why he is often recommended and a few things to consider. Massive versatility.
Wow, Jason.
High energy and charisma, corporate readiness, dual, deep cultural roots, political history, high demand. Hear the verdict. Yes, highly recommend if you want someone who brings a mix of professionalism, local flavor, and high-tea experience. JW is safe, yet an exciting bet. He is one of the few personalities in the country who can pivot from interviewing a prime minister to leading a crowd of thousands in a chant within the same 24-hour window. What is... Yo! I like AI. Yes, AI. AI? I don't like Benjai.
Where Benjai?
Where Benjai? AI. Wait. No, boy, this is
where
bro, you
this
blow my
is
mind.
what every customer is doing.
Bro, I had no idea. I swear I had no idea that I was in this. This is crazy. Karen Rose?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to guard myself here. Good stuff. Karen, for those who want to continue the conversation with you, where can they find you?
You just ask Gemini. Just type in Karen Rose. You'll see all of my platforms, everything you want to know about me, or reach out on social media, Karen Rose, or the website, KarenRose.com.
Yeah. Can JW Growback is here? No. AI said no. AI. Hey, Karen Rose, all the best, my friend.
Come to Turkey. We'll sort that out. Come to Turkey.
All the best, man. Have a great one.
You too.
Good stuff. Wow. This is crazy. This is, wow. I'm impressed. I guess. Yeah, it is. From what he's suggesting here, people are putting in these questions and getting the recommendations based on, I guess, your scope of work, and it's kind of compiled. They filter through the noise and they come up with the assessment. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's head across to our conversations on cancer. It's next. Dr. Fidel Rampasa joins me to treat with imaging and colon cancer.
My man, Andre.
Good night, Anthony.
7 years with the company, and we couldn't do it without Antoine. Who's Angelo?
We're like coworkers who don't forget your name.
I'm Angelo.
CG United. Good like that.
TNT, get ready for Kirk Franklin in concert. Prisoners No More. We meet at the Queen's Park Oval on March 21st for an unforgettable evening of revival and renewal with Kirk Franklin and his full band. Tobago's top gospel artist, Jaron Nurse. Gates Praise, Blessed Messenger, JD and Nisa. St. Anthony's Music Ministry, Daron Sandy, Jediah Joseph, and also featuring Jerome Devines with Kingdom Army. Early bird tickets are sold out. General, kids, VIP, group, and cabana tickets available at xstix.com. Kirk Franklin is coming to TNT.
Looking for a smart way to grow your savings? For just a limited time, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Credit Union is offering competitive fixed deposit rates of up to 4%. That's up to 4% guaranteed. When you invest with PCU Fixed Deposit, visit any of our locations in Barataria, Arima, San Fernando, or Tobago to get started today. For more details, visit policecreditunion.com or call us at 6124-PCU. PCU, your future is safe with us.
Cipriani Labor College, get ready for
Two Fat Fellas.
Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of March.
Cipriani Labor College, 2 nights only.
Two Fat Fellas stars, Cecilia, Penny, Kevon, Zachary, Rachel, and Rody. Tickets available at Dorman Shoe Store, Long Circular Mall, Anthony's Floral Val Park, Electronics Arima, K-Square Stores, Eastgate Mall, Brentwood Plaza, C3 Center, and the Falls at West Mall. CLR box office opens on the 19th of March. And islandetickets.com. For more info, call 683-4843 or 683-0356.
Two Fat Fellas.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Dr. Fidel Rampasad joins me on the Zoom line, a radiologist and a medical professional, lecturer, a man who wears so many caps. And when it comes to this particular talking point, colon cancer imaging, we have had many a conversation, and I always look forward because the learning curve is tremendous. I think it's simple things that we might miss. We have to obviously, as you would always recommend, listen to our body. And more so when we get to a certain age, do the regular checkup to make sure that we could dot the I's and cross the T's on the health side. Doc, great to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
I want to start with the colon cancer part of it, and something that is a natural process where everybody, well, at least we're supposed to go through it every day, the passing of the stool. If there are issues in that regard, digestive issues, you're not passing the stool, it's very difficult. You're seeing blood in the stool. I would imagine these are major cause. That's a major cause for concern.
Sure, yeah, but remember, every human being is different, right? So some people will not pass stool every day. Some people will pass it every few days. What is more important is a change in bowel habits. So, for example, if you're accustomed to passing stool every day and you suddenly now transition to passing stool every 3 days, well, then you know there's a change there, and you need to chat with your doctor about it.
But is that to do with metabolism? Because sometimes people say, you know what, the metabolism is slowing down. You know, when I was young, every day I would eat. I remember as I get older now, it's not you look back when you was young, it was way more frequent back then. Is it to do sometimes with metabolism?
Yeah, and then our diets change, our circumstances change, there's stress, we get to drink less water, we're not eating as much fruits and vegetables. we're not having the healthy diet as we had when we were younger. So, you know, when we were younger, we had to eat what was there. We had to eat more fruits and vegetables. Our food was more whole foods. Now it's a lot of processed junk that we're eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Rather than drinking water, we're drinking soda. We're not eating our fruits and vegetables. So it's a lot of factors. But if we want to have a healthy bowel motion, we have to have a lot of fiber in our diet. So foods with a lot of fiber, fruits and vegetables. We have to drink enough water to help that fiber go through. We have to exercise and walk. So if you live a sedentary lifestyle, your gut slows down. So these are the general things to try to help to be regular. And despite all that, if you're not having regular bowel motions, we could always supplement with a fiber. You know, there are many of them around, like Metamucil and Benifiber, that you can take to help supplement the amount of fiber that you take.
Understood. What are some of the red flags? You know, some of the issues people might experience, discomfort you might experience, and you'll have to say, you know what, this is too much. Let me go check on it to ensure it's not any colon cancer issue.
Yeah, so as you mentioned before, if you find that you're suddenly constipated and not passing stool, as how you often did, if you notice blood in stool, you know, that's an alarming sign. Some patients present with abdominal pain, some patients present with weight loss. There's some patients who have a predisposing condition, like they might have some hereditary conditions, if there's a strong family history, or if they have something like inflammatory bowel disease, like ulcerative colitis, or Crohn's disease, which is fairly common. They're actually at a higher risk of developing colon cancer, right? So these are some of the signs and symptoms: constipation, bleeding, weight loss, that you should pay a little bit more attention to and should chat to your doctor. But what we actually don't want to wait is up to that point. So that's called screening. When you wait till symptoms occur, then you're sort of in the diagnosis phase. You're sort of, okay, well, we have a problem now. I'm noticing some things here and symptoms here that are alarming, and let me try to get some treatment or diagnosis for this. But if there's a way for colon cancer, and colon cancer is one of those diseases that allows us to do so very efficiently, pick it up early before it manifests. And if we can do that, we can actually have a much, much better outcome. You see, because colon cancer doesn't just doesn't form today and tomorrow and you get a cancer cell and then it just gets bigger rapidly. It undergoes a nice sequence of events where it starts off like a little polyp and then that gradually gets bigger, like that image shows, and then it turns to cancer at the end. So if we could pick it up on the left side of the screen where it's just a little polyp, 5 millimeters or 8 millimeters, and you can treat it, then you prevent that progression, and therefore you have a much, much, much better outcome before it starts spreading to the lymph nodes and liver.
And Doc, what does the treatment entail?
For colon cancer, or for the if you see a little polyp, it can be removed.
If you catch it early, and then if you catch it late. So walk me through the early. If you catch it real early, what is it like surgery?
Yeah. So if you catch it early and it's a small polyp and you remove it and you got out everything, that may be enough. And then you chat with an oncologist and they will decide your treatment from that, right? But usually no more treatment is required once there's no spread to any lymph nodes or other organs, right? But if it's advanced, it all depends on if it's locally advanced or if it's spread to the other organs, but it will involve a variety of things. Usually, it will involve surgery to remove the segment of the colon. So sometimes, depends on where it is, they can just remove a part of the bowel where the cancer is and then join it back up. So sometimes it's in a difficult location, so you have to remove that part and then you have to leave a little part of the bowel outside, but that's where some people have a colostomy bag. Sometimes there's chemotherapy, which is a drug that kills cancer cells and helps it prevent it from coming back. And sometimes there's radiation, and there's a lot of new treatments like immunotherapy, etc., that might also be on the horizon to help these colon cancer patients a little bit better. So these things are all better discussed by oncologists, and surgeons primarily manage, those are the guys who primarily manage colon cancer. As a radiologist, my role in discussing the management with these doctors would be to sort of stage the disease. So as a radiologist, we are specialists who look at imaging. So for example, we can actually do some tests where we can actually screen for colon cancer without doing the colonoscopy, and that's called a CT colonography. So we could actually use a CT scan to pick up colon cancer. And when it's diagnosed, the CT scan actually helps you stage it, so you can tell how far the cancer is growing, if it's growing outside the bowel, if it's spread to the lymph nodes in the abdomen, and if it's spread to the liver and the lung.
Based on empirical data, who's most at risk? I know women and men both go through this. Is there a particular age bracket? Is there a particular grouping that needs to be extremely concerned about colon cancer?
Yes, it's older people, so they actually recommend screening at 45 now, so it's pushed down from 50. But what is alarming is that I'm seeing it here, and you see it a lot in social media, and you see it a lot of abroad. A famous actor recently died from advanced colon cancer. Younger and younger people are getting it. So it's no longer a disease of older people, but for some reason, and maybe there's a lot of speculation that it might be the change in diet, or it might be microplastics or some other toxic chemical in the diet that is causing younger and younger people to develop colon cancer. So it used to be a disease of the 50s and 60s, and now it's moving down to a disease of the 40s and 50s. So we can tell the age group that tends to develop it by how the screening recommendations change, and it's actually pushed down to 45 now.
Obviously, for those who are able to get the treatment, catch it early, go through the process, and come out on the winning side, I would imagine there needs to be a lifestyle change, a change in diet. What's the recommendation for those who have been able to defeat colon cancer?
Well, I think it should be the same for everyone else. We need to move away from all the processed food. We need to have natural, healthy foods now to make up about 80% of our diet. We need to have fruits and vegetables. We need to prioritize protein, so whether it be meat, eggs, tofu, etc., beans. We need to kind of move back to the time where we consume foods that our bodies were designed to consume. There are a lot of foods now that are part of our diet that we have proven carcinogens. So, for example, the processed deli meats, like all the bologna and sausages and hot dogs and things like that, those are actually carcinogenic and proven carcinogens, right? So we need to get those things out of our diet. Cancer survivors have to be focused on things like having a lot of the, apart from meeting the macronutrient needs, which are like the protein and the carbs, they also, and the fats, they also have to look at the micronutrients, right? So things like all the vitamins and minerals, and they can also supplement, as with everyone else, supplement their diet with vitamins and minerals. And of course, to keep your bowel movement flowing regularly, because they've had colonic surgery. When you have surgery in the abdomen, you can develop bowel obstruction after. It's a risk of that surgery, right? With secondary to adhesions. So they have to make sure and try to keep their stool soft and try to have a little bit more liquid and fiber in their diets.
Right, and I want to end the same way we started. For those who are having issues with the stool, if it's really difficult, constipation, I mean, we're talking here severe constipation. I mean, this is serious cause for concern. They should check on that immediately, right? Because some people just take the meds, they will get something, they will get at ease, but if it's ongoing, I would imagine you need to check on that immediately.
Sure, that people, I mean, when I see patients, like for ultrasounds, etc., I always ask them, and they say, Doc, I'm constipated. And some people who are constipated, and they just go on living like that, and every day they're popping some meds like Alcalax, etc., and they think that's normal. When you do those things, you're actually damaging your bowel even further, because those things work on the little nerves on the bowel, and they're actual syndromes where the nerves get damaged, right? So you have, when you just have to Google it, check it up, or use AI, tell your doc, you say, I'm constipated, what are some of the things, or you go and you chat with the GP.
Yeah.
Simple things: exercise, eating more fiber, fruits and vegetables, supplement if needed, and drinking lots of water, about 2 liters of water a day, and that should be more than enough to deal with the constipation.
Dr. Rampersad, all the best, sincere thanks, and we will touch base soon. Be safe.
25.
Dr. Fidel Rampasad there, giving us some information, very important information. Up next, we get ready for Queen's Hall, and there's a tremendous production happening. The last flight, the final departure. Full details after the break.
Let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed with Rand Credit Union. You can believe that you can achieve. Big goals, small ones too. Rand Credit Union, we've got you. No more waiting, that won't do. Make someday today. One life, so make it good. Live the way you know you should. With Rand Credit Union, yes you could. Make someday today.
Live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
So dizzy. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh. Caleb, are you okay? Oh my God, are you all right?
Cal! I need help! Cal!
Jackson? Hey, what's wrong?
It's Caleb. He's like really...
Where is he now?
It's not far. Come on, I'll show you.
Lead the way.
Be sure to catch Sullivan's Crossing, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Is reliable, credible, and authentic. Thank you for trusting me to bring you the news. It's a privilege to be in your homes and hearts. With every story and every newscast, CNC3 is keeping you informed and inspired. When it comes to news, we are where you are.
This season, Ask the Doctor is at a new time. It's your weekly prescription for trusted medical advice. In the Doctor's Capsule, Dr. Tilak Singh breaks down big health topics clearly and simply. Get a dose of smiles in the Kiddies Capsule as our youngest experts share health tips with heart. Explore the science behind the headlines in Medical Minds, featuring real doctors, real insight, and your questions matter. Join the open forum live and get answers straight from the source. Ask the Doctor, every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Well, get on the last flight. What a promo. And let me tell you, it all comes to life this weekend here at Queen's Hall, literally in a couple of days from the 20th to the 22nd.
To the 22nd, correct.
I want to welcome the writer and producer, Unika Narayan. I would have mentioned you since at the start of the show. I was so excited for this segment. And of course, Chriselle Martin Chris is here with us. Actress. I didn't even know.
Good morning. Yeah, wear many hats.
Thank you for having us. So many hats.
Thank you so
much. Tell me, what genre is this movie? Because I get in drama, but I know Trinis love the little comedy. What?
Let me start. Aside from all, it is it's a comedy, it's suspense, it is drama, action, there's mystery, there's murder, there's... I'm being real. It's one of those, it's like a movie. The promo looks like a movie.
That's right.
It's at the end of the show, one of the most common comments we get is that I felt like I just looked at a movie.
Yeah.
We try to incorporate every genre, and that's the truth, because we didn't want to be one-dimensional. You go to the show and you're like, this is not my thing. I think there's something for everybody in that production.
Chris, what's your particular role in this production?
Oh, well, I just play your regular schmegular gold digger, you know, your standard gold digger, you know.
Standard gold digger.
Standard gold digger.
She does it well.
Yeah. I actually opened the show, to be honest, but as you get more involved into the character, her name is Maria Sanchez, you'll realize that she has a past, as everyone does, but it's coming from somewhere. It's rooted. She has a lot of deep-rooted issues, a lot of trauma going on. I don't want to sell it out, but there is more to the gold digger than meets the eye.
And obviously, for those in attendance, what's the duration? You're doing any kind of intermission, or it's start to finish?
We are doing an intermission. So the first half of the show is about an hour and 15 minutes, and then there's an intermission, and the second half, I would say, is about another 45 minutes to an hour.
Fantastic.
So it's about 2 hours, 15 minutes. So with the intermission, 2.5 hours, about that.
So we're looking at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes.
What's your start time for Friday and Saturday?
Friday and Saturday, 7:30 p.m., Sunday, 6 p.m.
Yeah, because I know Sunday's always a bit earlier.
6 p.m. on Sunday.
And where are we getting tickets for the production?
So tickets are available at all Kenny sports outlets, and that would be Twin City Mall, Shacken Street, Port of Spain, Long Circular Mall, West Mall, and Carlton Center, San Fernando.
And of course,
also at Queen's Hall's
at the
box office. Yes.
You know, Chris, what is the most electrifying part for you being on stage? Is it that crowd reaction? Is it sometimes, you know, it's in the moment with the lines with your fellow actor bouncing off the end? What's the moment?
It's so many different things. So I will go back a little bit. When we initially did the show, maybe 10 years ago, my scene was originally third. And then on opening night, they said, no, Crystal, we're switching, you're going on first. So to start off, to move from third to first, at that point, it was like, whew. You always have a little bit of nerves just before, but good nerves, you know, a little adrenaline flowing. And I always, you know, say in my mind, I say, Crystal, start big and stay big. So you start off strong and you stay strong all the time. And I think you just have to have fun with it, get involved in the character, because at the end of the day, we're professionals. We want the audience to enjoy themselves. We want them to feel a part of the production. So I think that starting off the show is always electrifying for me. And then my fellow cast member who plays an old man, let me say something, this play is like every time we do it is something different, because he comes up with something new every single time, and I have to react without showing emotion, meaning without laughing, because he does some outrageous funny things every single time. He's an outrageous guy, so I have to be prepared for anything. So there's that, and then there's a particular scene in the second half. Now the second half of the play, that's where all the bacchanal, everything just culminates on board.
Yeah, because the first half, you see why they go to Colombia, who they are, like they're packing, getting ready the day before, and then the second half, they on the flight.
Where these 8 diverse characters come together on the same flight. So it's insane, and of course, it is the last flight, so it crashes, but how we do that is something to see.
Itself is
something
theatrical.
to see.
You might think, well, how could a crash be theatrical? You all are just going to have
you just have to see.
That's right. The last flight. Oh my goodness. Who you want to mention in terms of stakeholders, people who've been there with you to ensure that this becomes a reality again?
Well, I would have to thank Champion Media, and also the cast, I'll be honest, they've been with me for the past 11 years, and we started with young people with time. We get practice every day. Those same young people are now married with babies. There's one particular couple, they got married from being together in the play, from acting together. They come to rehearsals, the wife with the baby strapped on, she on the plane doing the routine. And so I really want to big up the cast most of all, because they are given their all, and they're all now in a whole different space in their lives, but they're still committed, they're still coming out, and they are phenomenal actors and actresses. Another question I get after the show is, where did you get your actors and actresses? Where were they trained? I don't know if people expect level of professionalism and dedication that they give as actors and actresses.
Monica, I want to say congrats in advance. Chris, also congrats. Bull the guy, go and milk the old man. All right.
Well, if you know what you're going to do to that old man.
What I'm not going to do is
see it for yourself. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Queen's Hall. It's the last flight. And with that, we're going to make our exit. It's been a tremendous morning. God spare, I'm back for more tomorrow. Have a safe day, TNT. All the best. Yes, last flight, man.
Yeah.
I like it.